Hello friends, in this drug stability video, we are going to discuss about accelerated drug stability testing and how to determine the expiry date and shelf life of a pharmaceutical product. First, we understand the stability of a pharmaceutical product and is defined as capability of a particular formulation in a specific container closure system to remain within its physical, chemical, microbiological, therapeutic and toxicological specification is known as stability. Suppose this is the container and this is the closure. So this is the container closure system, and in this system this formulation is present. So the ability of this formulation to maintain its physical, chemical, microbiological properties is known as stability of that particular pharmaceutical product. Next one is the shelf life or expiry date of a product, and is defined as time required for the concentration of a reactant to reduce 90% of its initial concentration is known as a shelf life. Means suppose starting concentration of reactant is 100%, so this 100% is reduced up to the 90%, means only 10% concentration or the reactant is lost, and the time required for conversion of this 100% to up to 90% is known as a shelf life or expiry date. According to the USP, the stability testing is of a 5 types: chemical, physical, microbiological, therapeutic and toxicological. In chemical stability, we check the chemical integrity and the labeled potency of a drug. In physical stability, we check the appearance, palatability and uniformity of a product. In microbiological, we check the sterility of that product. In therapeutic, we check the drug action remain unchanged. And in toxicological stability, we check there is no increase in the toxicity in product. Next one is the accelerated stability testing. The stability of pharmaceutical preparation should be evaluated by exposing the product to the normal shelf condition, means normal environmental condition, for a year or the extended period. But the rate of decomposition at the normal condition is very slow, hence such method is very time consuming and uneconomical. For that reason, the accelerated stability testing is used. In the accelerated stability testing, the rate of degradation is accelerated, that is increased, by keeping the product at a higher temperature, and this is known as a accelerated stability testing. The main objective of the accelerated stability testing is to predict the shelf life of a product by accelerating the rate of decomposition, preferably by increasing the temperature of reaction condition. Now we will discuss how to perform this accelerated stability testing or a stress condition, or how to determine the shelf life or expiry date of a pharmaceutical product. For that, this pharmaceutical product are stored at a different elevated temperature, and the temperature may be 40, 50, 60, 70 degrees Celsius, etc. Then at different time interval, the sample from each pharmaceutical product is withdrawn, and this sample is assayed by using a suitable assay method, and to determine the drug content present in that sample at a particular time period. Then plot the graph between the function of concentration on y-axis and temperature on a x-axis, and determine or calculate the K value at one temperature by using a specific rate constant for a different order. Here in this graph you can see that this linear line is for a 40 degree Celsius, this line is for 50 degree, this is for 60, and this is for 70 degree. Then this stability testing is mainly depend on a Arrhenius equation, and this equation is K is equals to A into exponent of minus EA upon RT, where K is the specific rate constant, A is the Arrhenius factor, this EA is the activation energy, means energy required to start the reaction, R is the ideal gas constant, T is the absolute temperature in Kelvin. This Arrhenius equation is converted into the log equation, is log K is equals to minus EA upon 2.303 into 1 upon T plus log A. After determining log K value at a different temperature by using the Arrhenius equation, we can plot the graph between the log K value on y-axis and the reciprocal of temperature on x-axis. Then this linear relationship is obtained, and this linearity is important to determine the shelf life of a product. Then this linear line is extrapolated to the room temperature and find out the log K value. This is the log K value at a room temperature, and this is the room temperature. With respect to this room temperature, we can find out the log K value. Then substitute the K25, that is the K value at the room temperature, in a equation of appropriate order, that is the first order, zero order, second order, etc., to get the shelf life of a product under normal condition. Here if we want to determine the shelf life at refrigerator temperature, then we can use this K value at a refrigerator temperature. This is the rate equation for the first order chemical kinetic, and by using this rate equation we can determine the shelf life of a pharmaceutical product. In this equation, the C0 is the initial concentration of a drug in the product, and Ct is the concentration of a drug at time t, that is 90%. Suppose the initial concentration is 100%, and after some days the concentration of that drug becomes the 90%. Then we can calculate the T 90%, that is the shelf life or the expiry date. This 100 divided by 90 will get the 1.11 value. The log of this 1.11 gives value, that is 0.045. By multiplying this 0.045 to 2.303, we get the final value, that is 0.104 K, that is the specific rate constant for a particular order. Here is the first order, and this is the T 90%, that is the shelf life of a product. By using such equation, we can easily calculate the shelf life of a pharmaceutical product. Now discuss with the limitation of this accelerated stability testing. It is also known as a stress condition. First limitation is it is valid only when the breakdown is depend on a temperature. Means if the temperature is increases, then the breakdown is increases. Only in that case this testing is applicable. Second limitation is it is not suitable for a thermolabile material. Next limitation is the energy of activation obtained in the study should be 10 to 30 kilocalorie per mole. Means the energy required to start the reaction, it should be between 10 to 30 kilocalorie per mole. If the energy is less or more, then in that case this equation is not applicable. Next, it is not useful when the degradation is due to microbial contamination or photochemical reaction or the excessive agitation. Next limitation is when the order changes at a elevated temperature, then this study is not applicable. I hope you understand this video. Thank you.